Welcome. My name is Robert Martel, and I'm the instruction librarian here at the Atlantic School of Theology Library. In this video, we're going to be exploring the AST Library's Resource Catalog, also referred to as the Novanet Catalogue. So, first thing you need to do is get to the AST Library's website. Top result here. And on the landing page, the main page of the library website, you'll see a link and a search box. So here's the link. Search the library catalog online, and there's a search box as well. What I recommend is going with the link. So I'm going to click on the link, search the library catalog online, and it brings us to this screen. You'll notice up here in the left-hand corner, it says Atlantic School of Theology. Now, the Atlantic School of Theology shares a catalog with every other university library in Nova Scotia, as well as one university library in New Brunswick. We also share our catalog with all the community colleges in Nova Scotia. So it's a shared catalog. It's got millions of resources, over 3 million, and it has access, it provides access to both journal articles and books. But in this video, we're going to focus on searching for books. Searching for books primarily held at the Atlantic School of Theology. The first thing I want you to do is sign in. Right up here, top right corner, sign in. Sign in immediately. Don't sign in later. This will help you retrieve results, especially results that are electronic journal articles or eBooks. So sign in. It brings up a sign in box. You're going to choose AST students and staff. And then it's going to open up a login screen for Open Athens credentials. If you're a student at the Atlantic School of Theology, you have Open Athens credentials. So you need to enter in your username and your password. Now logged in, and you can tell you're logged in if you go back up to the right corner. It says here, it identifies me as logged in, Robert A. Martel. I now have access to my library account. So you notice if I click on library card, it brings me into my account. It shows I have a book out. I can renew that book. I can look at my loans. Again, it's the same item as on the overview screen. If I have any book requests, if I have any fines or fees, any messages, and it'll list my personal details under here. And you can also look at your search history, and we'll go back to that later after we've done a bit of searching. But I'm logged in, I'm under my own account, and now it's time to do some searching. So up here, new search. Okay, we have the option of doing an advanced search, or we can just start with the search box here. I recommend an advanced search. So let's head into advanced. Okay, so look at your search box, orient yourself. You can search the Atlantic School of Theology catalog only. So right here. You can search the entire catalog, and that would include other universities. And you can search for articles, course reserves. You can search everything. So everything takes into account all of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to limit us to the Atlantic School of Theology catalog, just to show you what sorts of results you'll get. And then down here, right here, we're going to choose a field which includes options such as title, author, subject. Let's choose subject. I find subject searching is an effective way to get into the topic that you want. And then over here on the right, you can choose your material type. And by that, journals, books, articles, images, we are going to choose books. But before we do that, I want to do a little experiment. So let's take that book option off. We'll go to all items just to show you what comes out of a search if you have your material type as all items. So we're searching Atlantic School of Theology, and we're going to search material type all items. So let's pick a very broad topic. And when you're searching, you should always start very broadly. Don't start off with your most precise topic in mind. If you have a thesis in mind, don't type in the thesis statement into the search box. You're bound to get 0 or very few results. Start broadly and then focus, add more search terms as you go. So let's start with something very broad. Let's start with church. And we'll spell it. Hit enter. All right. So I did a search at the Atlantic School of Theology, and I asked for all resource types. So you notice over here, all resource types. Books, conference proceedings, articles. This is just to illustrate to you that you look at the sorts of results you could retrieve. For instance, if I click on articles, it'll bring up all the articles with that very broad search term of church attached to it. Now I want to go back. So over here, I'm going to get rid of this active, what's called an active filter. I'm going to get rid of it. It says articles. I'm going to remove it. But what I will do is I'll go and concentrate on books, which was the intent of this video. So I don't want to bother looking at article results. I'm going to concentrate on books. I'm going to click on books. So no, that was an error. Let me go back. Click on books. Here we go. So it claims to have brought up 35,000 results, which just speaks to how broad this search really is. This is a really broad search. And when you do a broad search and you retrieve a lot of results, had we received something like 50 results, I'd be sifting through those 50 results. But 35,000 results is a tremendous amount. And a broad topic like this really needs you to focus. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our search, and we are going to add an extra search term. So search criteria, you notice right here, search criteria opens up your search box, and we are going to, I had already focused on books on the other screen, but we're going to select it under material type. You see church is one of my subject words, and we're going to use another search term. And we're going to leave it open. We're not going to bother selecting anything under here. I don't want to limit my results too quickly. So I already have church as a subject right here. So let's enter something else in. Let's type in youth. So we're doing a subject search of church with an extra term of youth under material type of books. And we're searching the Atlantic School of Theology catalog. And let's see what kind of results we retrieve. Okay. Look at that. 475 results. So we reduced it from 35,000 down to 475. And that's still a broad topic, right? Church and youth. But let's take a look at some of the results that we have. Let's just scroll. So, Youth Ministry Handbook, Book, Bath, Table, and Time, Christian Worship as Source and Resource for Youth Ministry, Sustainable Youth Ministry, the Theological Turn in Youth Ministry, Lives to Offer, accompanying youth on their vocational quests. So there's a lot of interesting results here. It's broadly under one sort of topic, which is church and youth, but it could be refined further. What I also want to show you is over here on this this menu here on the left. So you notice it says Atlantic School of Theology, 376 items, books 475. And there's a discrepancy there in the number, and that's probably due to the fact that there are some eBooks in there that may not be assigned. They're open eBooks and they're not assigned to the Atlantic School of Theology. So don't worry about the discrepancy number between the 376 and the 475. But what I want to show you is over here. Held in the library, available online, open access. Let's go to available online. So this is going to reduce our results. 100 results. So it took us down from 475, was it, down to 100 because I said, give me resources that are available online. See right here? Basically ebooks. But let's explore one of those ebooks. So let's take a look at, let me see, Models and Methods for Youth, a Youth Adult Ministry and Youth Adult Ministry, Ecumenical Examples and Pastoral Approaches for the Christian Church. Okay, let's click on the title of the book to open up the record. We'll give it a chance. Okay, so here's the record that just opened. You'll notice right here on the side, I can close this, go back to my search results. This is the book right here. Click on the title, opens the record again. And let's explore the record. So it says full text availability, view full text. Down here under details, it has the title, the author, has a description, has some of the chapter headings. And then it shows you a shelf that you can browse of similar results right here. Let's go back up to view full text. So right here, we want to take a look at this ebook. Click on view full text. Let me see. Let me try that again. Okay, so it pulled me out of the catalog. So this is an ebook. And ebooks, they sit on the server of the vendor, whoever sells us the book. And the two of the most popular vendors out there are EBSCO and ProQuest. They sell ebooks. And so when you click on a link like view full text, you're going to be pulled out of the catalog and to the platform where the ebook lives. And had you not signed in, you recall I had you sign in up here. right here. Had you not signed in, you would have been asked to sign in once you clicked view full text. It's an extra step. Do sign in at the beginning so that it's seamless, so that when you're sifting through your results and you're clicking on ebooks and electronic articles, that you can be taken directly to the resource without having to sign in later. So it's opened up the ebook, and you have some options here. You can view the record to see the sorts of subjects right here, sorts of subjects that are tied to this record, to this ebook. You have the table of contents. You can view it as an EPUB full text. Let's open the book. So I'm going to click on EPUB full text right here. It's loading. Here's the book. Okay. Right here along the side, the different chapters. So for instance, we could go to theological models and methods right here. Look through it. There's a download button here. So you have the option of downloading. And sometimes you're only allowed to do a few pages. But over here, look at here. It says that you can print, email, and save 100 pages. There's a restricted copy pasting. I don't know how many you can. So if you were to copy and paste content, it knows that you're doing that. But it says here that the download is unrestricted. So you could probably download every chapter of this particular ebook. And it's different for every ebook. The publishers make the rules, and then the vendor, the person who sells you, the company that sells you the book, will follow those rules. But it may be different for every book. Let's go back. We'll go back. We'll leave this tab, and we'll click on our Novanet Catalogue tab. We'll close this record. So we looked at an ebook. I want to go up here, and I want to get rid of this active filter of available online. Let's click the X and then scroll down. Look at our 475 results, which are ebooks and print books and open access books. Open access books are, and they probably sit on an open access server. They're free electronic resources. I'm curious. Let's see what happens when we click on open access. Remember to scroll to these books here. Some of them, you can see that this is the age of some of these. 1923, 1920, 1918. These ones are out of public domain. 2020, Powers, Inequalities, and Vulnerabilities. Interesting. Let's try this one here. Powers and Inequalities. Powers, Inequalities, and Vulnerabilities. And it's available at the directory of open access books. It gives you the authors. It looks like it has multiple contributors. But let's test this available online link right here. All right, let's try that again. Okay, it wants me to go. So that's a bit of a little bit of a glitch. When I click on available online, it just scrolls me down a couple inches to, it wants me to click on this to view online, the directory of open access books. That's fine. We'll click on that. Here's the book. It gives you a description of what it's about. This research addresses the gap that is present in both missology and family and youth ministry. Missology does not focus on children and youth specifically, while this is the largest population of the developing world. Okay. And then you can access this book. Let me see. here we are. You could download it right here in the upper right corner. Okay, you can scroll and read. All right, I'm going to close that screen. We're going to head back to the Novanet Catalogue. We're going to close this record that we opened. And we're going to remove the the active filter here for open access. Remember to scroll back down to look at your results. 475 results. Okay, let's take a look at some print books. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what if I'm studying at a distance? Well, if you're studying for more than if you're located more than 2 hours away from the school, we can mail books out to you. So you're not restricted to only using electronic books. You have access to the library's print books as well. Now, I don't recommend you asking for books to be mailed to you during the summer term, because the summer term, each course is 2 weeks long. And if you were doing that at a distance, then, or even if you were on campus, getting a book, bringing a book that was, mailing a book out to you that was from the AST library, or bringing a book in from another university while you're on campus during those 2 weeks of your course, it's not practical. You probably won't get the resource. But during the fall winter terms, don't ignore your results that bring up print books, because we can mail books out to you, and you have more time. You have 3.5, 4 months for your term. So let's take a look at one of these books. Book, Bath, Table, and Time, Christian Worship as a Source. Okay. As a source and resource for youth ministry. Okay, so this is a print book. You notice down here, location. It says available, Atlantic School of Theology. It gives a call number. You're not going to get a call number for an ebook. The call number is that location number up on our 3rd floor. So you have BX 2347.8 Y7E43 2007. So that's upstairs in the AST library in the BX section. It says that it's available, so it's on the shelf. No one's taken it out. You have your usual details: author, subjects, description, chapters. Let's go back up. Now, if you want this book, you can put a request. Notice right here. Pick up location. So I'm logged in. Had I not been logged in, I would have to sign in to do a request, but it knows it knows who I am and that I'm a student or staff and faculty at the Atlantic School of Theology. I could choose a different pickup institution. If I happen to live closer to another Nova Scotia university, I could have the book sent there. And then I could send my request in to retrieve this print book. And if you're at a distance, if you're living more than 2 hours away, when you put a request in for a book, we know that you're not expecting to have to come to the campus to pick it up. We know where you are, and those books, arrangements will be made with library staff to mail those books out to you if you're further than 2 hours away from the school. I'm going to close this record. Okay, let's see if we can further refine our results. So scroll back up to the top of your page. You can see here, I did the broad subject search of church. I added an extra word search term of youth. Let's add one more. So right here, it says add a new line. We're going to leave it broad. We're not going to choose it to be anything like in a word in the title or a subject word. We're going to leave it broad. Let's try leadership. So we're searching Atlantic School of Theology for books. We're doing a subject search for church, and then 2 additional search terms, youth and leadership. Let's see what happens. All right, let's scroll down. Oh, so it took us. It took us down to 28 results and that's both print, electronic, that's any kind of book resource for the Atlantic School of Theology on those 3 search terms, church, youth, and leadership. Well, let's take a look at what we have. So, reverse mentoring, how young leaders can transform the church, why we should let them, leadership for youth ministry, teaming up, shared leadership in youth ministry, models and methods for youth. I don't see the word leader in the title, but it may appear somewhere else in the record of the book. And that's why this result has popped up. What I'm curious is how many of these might be eBooks? There's not a lot, there's only 28. If we head over here on the left, let's choose available online. Only 4. So 4 of these books that had search terms of church, youth, leadership. All right. And this is the purpose of this exercise is just to show you how we reduce things from 475 results down to 28 by adding additional search terms. So 4 of these are eBooks. Leadership of teenage groups. Interesting. Open access book. People, communities, and Catholic Church in China. Well, one would wonder, why did that one come up? Let's click on the title. Let's see why this one's popping up. So it's popping up. The word church, the word youth, and I'm not sure how the word leader is pulling this out. It may be finding the word leader somewhere else that we're not seeing in this basic record. Oh, we'll close the record. Okay. We're going to minimize this search criteria window here. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's just illustrate the difference happens to your result when you remove. So we removed leadership and our results bumped up to 475. Remove youth up to 34,000. So start broad. Sometimes starting broad can be too broad, but that's fine. Start broad and start adding your search terms. Now we're going to minimize this right here. I'm going to take you over to my account right here. I want to show you my search history. So there's an option to click on your search history. It shows you right here. So right here, subject contains church. Subject contains church in any field contains youth. Subject contains, so this one here. Oh, let me go back. Take you back. Subject contains church, any field contains youth, and any field contains leadership. And what I can do is what I just did, if I click on this, it'll take me back to that search and it'll give me all those results again. 28 results. You'll see here 3 search terms, 28 results. I'm going to hit the back button to get back to my history, my search history, if I can. No, okay. I can get to my search history. I'll go back under my account here to get my search history. And you can save some of these. Let me see. Remove, add this search. So you could save that. I've saved it by clicking that. I'm going to take us back to the main screen of the catalog. You can go back just by clicking up here on Atlanta School of Theology. No, my apologies. That took me out of the search screen. I'll go back. That took me to the AST library website. If you want to stay in the Novanet Catalog, then you could return to a search screen, I guess by clicking New Search, and then Advanced Search. So what I recommend is really exploring the catalog. Start broadly. So first, select your catalog that you want to search. You know, is it going to be AST or is it going to be everything, all the universities? Let's say everything. And then come up with a search term. Very broad, say all items. I'm searching everything for pastoral, all items. It's going to be big. 41,000 results. And I have a lot to work with. I can choose what kind of resources I want to look at. I can choose if I want to look at eBooks or open access. I can choose a different library. But keep in mind, when you're working with another library, when you're looking at the results of another library, for instance, if I wanted to look at the results of Acadia University right here, you do have access to the print books of other libraries, but not the ebooks of other libraries. Electronic resources are licensed very strictly, in a very strict manner. And so trying to access electronic resources like ebooks that belong to other universities, it won't happen. You won't be able to get in with your credentials. So keep that in mind when you're searching, doing a broad search and you're searching other universities. You'll only be able to access print resources of other universities, not the electronic resources. So I did that really broad search for pastoral, 41,000 results. And I could start refining this by choosing books only. I can choose Atlanta School of Theology only. See up here, my active filters are starting to pile up. I'm still at 2,600 results. I can add another search term. So I'll just expand my search box, pastoral. Put the word care in. It's still going to give us a lot of results, but let's see how much it filters out. Okay. I see why. Because when I did my search, it gave me 11,000 results down, which is up from 2,600 because my other search was for books only at Atlantic School of Theology. And that's fine. We can do Atlantic School of Theology. We can do books, pastoral care. So Atlantic School of Theology, books, pastoral care, search. Scroll down. So it brought me down from 2,600 to 1,300. And pastoral care is still quite broad. You could add a new line. could add maybe death, pastoral care, death, books, search. 74 results at the Atlanta School of Theology under books. Are any of these available online? You may be wondering. Well, click on the available online. Remember to scroll down. 15 results. Time to talk about dying. How clergy and chaplains help senior adults prepare for a good death. Funerals for the care of souls. Spiritual care with sick children and young people. And say, you know what? I want more than just books. Then what you're going to have to do is scroll down. It's books only. So what I recommend doing is sometimes you can eliminate filters. I don't see an option here, but I can go up here and change my filters under here under material type. We'll say all items. I want all items from the Atlanta School of Theology that have to do with pastoral care and death. And then I'll hit search. 569 results. And I can then add more filters, such as available online. 508 results. This is going to be books, articles, open access, and so journal articles and open access items. Right here, it shows you articles, books, government documents, newspaper articles, reference entries, book reviews, all on these three search terms used together right here. So I hope this has been helpful searching the AST resource catalog, also known as the Novanet Catalogue. Remember to start broadly. Don't assume that the moment, if you're not getting the sort of results you're looking for, don't assume there aren't, that your results do not exist, that they aren't there in the catalog. Assume instead that you need to change what you're doing. Maybe you need to change a field. So maybe you need to choose a title search or instead of a subject search, or a subject search instead of a title search. Maybe you need to choose a different sort of material. Don't let the initial results deter you from continuing to search. Start broadly and refine your search terms down to what your topic is in a more precise manner. But start broadly. I hope this has been helpful, and I wish you luck searching the Novanet Catalog for resources. Thank you.